So with Jarnell, given the competition he played against Kentucky, do you think that was his best game in his time with this team?
I think so. Obviously, he probably had games where he might have some a little bit better numbers. But I just think across the board, watching the games and going back and watching film on both sides of the ball, even though in the second half we didn't necessarily have breakdown our ball screen defense. I think Harrison did a tremendous job of scoring and shooting the pull-ups, because in watching film, Jarnell stayed in front of the ball, which he carried out as an assignment. But Harrison did a tremendous job of shooting the floater, shooting the pull-up. So he did his part. I don't think we was as assertive at the guard spot and getting that ball like we needed to. But I thought on both ends of the floor, I think outside of maybe 2 box outs, and he jumped, couldn't get his hands on it quite. I thought he had a great game.
Is that kind of an effort where you show him and you show it to him and you point to him, and this is kind of what you're capable of and what you can do every time out of the field if you push my team?
I think so. We talk about it all the time. I just think for him it's playing each opponent the same way. It doesn't matter who it is. I think, the stage has somewhat to do with that, with his level of play. I think he wanted to play well against those guys. But you have to be consistent with that, because he's a guy that demands a double team. He's rebounding, he's aggressive. And anytime out the gates he's aggressive and assertive. In most cases he has a great night or a good night. But again, just for him being active, being in attack mode, attacking the rim, when he gets some transition baskets, getting out run, getting some easy ones, spreading back on defense. But to his credit, he's done a good job in watching film and also conditioning his body to play extended minutes.
Do you think he's reached the point, maturity-wise, in his career where he can give you that consistently?
I hope so, and we'll see. I mean, I think that you got a stretch run. You got at LSU, Kentucky, you had a tough home A&M game. You got Arkansas here, and you have at Florida. So we'll see. I think that's the key for him, because he's done a great job of really positioning himself and making free throws. So now, obviously, now teams sitting there, you don't really want to foul him now, because he's put time into it. His 15 to 17 foot shot is falling. He spends a lot of time, even though he only shoots 1 or 2 a game, he spends a lot of time with his 15, 17 foot jump shot. But I just think that the key that helps him, with Jeronne Maymon on the side of him, a guy that relieves him. So, because Jarnell gets a lot of accolades for playing a great game against Kentucky. Well, Jeronne was a guy that was guarding Julius Randle and defending. Jeronne was a guy that was guarding Johnny O'Brien. So I think they work hand in hand, but it's understood, and Jeronne takes pride in doing that. And it allows Jarnell to be the guy he's capable of being.
I think that was the first game where he made about 6 or 8 baskets, I guess 6 baskets and lost. I mean, how different a team are you when he's playing up to that level?
I think you're one of the best in the country, regardless of what league, what level. It doesn't matter what rankings are, because when he's playing at that level, everything kind of falls in line. But I think this was the one night where we didn't get the shots to fall from the perimeter. Maybe a couple more fall from the perimeter changes the game. They started scraping a little bit more when he got the ball in the post and forcing our perimeter guys to make shots. And that's part of it. Shots aren't going to fall all the time. So that means we have to tighten up defensively when that doesn't happen.
What do you think in terms of potential as far as bigs in the country? You could be one of the better ones in the country.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, when you're talking about one of the big guys, the way he rebounds the basketball, he's moving, he's scoring the ball like that, there's no doubt in my mind. I'd take him up against anybody. And then you got the guy alongside him, defends the way he defends with other big guys. I mean, those guys together playing at that high level, they're tough to guard.
He seemed to play with a passion that we haven't seen every game against Kentucky. What motivated him for that game? Do you know? What just light just came on? Or?
Well, I just think, again, the stage. I think the other thing, the Auburn game, his shoulder was a little bit better, and it was a lot better than the Kentucky game. That was an issue for him. He's not a guy who's going to complain about it, but it was a serious issue. But I think he's feeling a lot better with the shoulder. And then I just think as any player, you want to be the best, and you go against the best. And I imagine you hear what Julius Randle does as a ball player, what Will call his blocking shots, run the floor. I mean, you want to go against the best, and I thought he did a great job in performing and staying locked in.
What was the nature of that shoulder injury? Did it just get banged in the Tuscaloosa? Was it the Tuscaloosa game where he came down?
Oh, yeah, he just came down on his shoulder in the Tuscaloosa game.
There's just the difference in the Texas A&M games that Kentucky, against Texas A&M, you had a problem without the bigs. And gave the hell off the ball screen. You say it was a totally different situation in Kentucky. It was also starting to foul.
Yes, I thought a big did a good job in this particular game, because they corralled the ball and they brought it to where you wanted to bring it. And the one thing about playing against a team like Kentucky, if you help too much up, they're throwing a lot of pass behind you. So I thought Jarnell probably did his best job since he's been in the program of not really helping up, running at the ball, and he get the lob on the backside, and just being solid enough where that guy had to shoot a pull-up. Now, you got to credit that point guard for making the shots. Because there was really one guy in the second half that made the shots and made the plays and getting to the rim and also getting fouled. But I thought we did a lot better job.
Arnell was pretty outspoken after the game, saying that he wants to push it, he wants to get up and run work. Has he been that vocal around you guys, saying that he wants to show that he can get up and down the court?
I like that. Well, he has his point guards. Did he tell him that? Well, they tell you that. I mean, that's the biggest key. But again, in pushing the ball and running, you can't turn it over.
Cuonzo, has Jarnell said anything to you about his future beyond this season, whether he would prefer to keep playing or maybe go pro after the season?
Well, his goal is to be a pro, and that's my goal for him. But no, we don't talk about it through the course of a season. We sit down at the beginning of the season, just talk about what he needs to do to be that. I mean, that's my goal for him, without a doubt. Hopefully, if he is going to eventually come back and get his degree, which he's on pace to do that. But we don't talk through the course of a season about that type of stuff.